Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another daily Video Devo. Renee here in the home office. And did you know that God has a theory about conspiracy theories? You're going to love this. This last weekend, of course, Mark Spurlock did a wonderful job talking about Isaiah chapter 9, especially verse 6, one of those classic prophecies about the Messiah that Jesus fulfilled. And it says, "For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace." But Mark talked about how what sets the prophecy in Isaiah 9 up is the situation in Isaiah 8. And in Isaiah 8, Isaiah is living in the tension between the promise made and the promise kept. God has promised in Isaiah chapter 7 that the virgin is going to conceive and will bear a son who will be called Emmanuel, God with us. And in Isaiah 9, there's more prophecies about that child to come, Jesus Christ the Messiah. But in Isaiah 8, we're living there in the in-between time, in the tension. And God gives Isaiah some words about how to live in that tension between promise made and promise kept. And this is relevant for you and me because we're living in that tension right now too, aren't we? I mean, the first advent has happened when the Messiah was born, but the second advent, when the Messiah will return and the government will be on his shoulders and he will bring peace to the whole planet, real pervasive universal peace. Well, we're in the tension because that has not yet happened. And right now there's still violence. Right now there's still war. There's still bloodshed. There's still disease and famine and disaster. So how do we live in that place? Well, God tells Isaiah how, starting in verse 11 of Isaiah chapter 8. "This is what the Lord says to me with his strong hand upon me, warning me not to follow the way of this people." Watch this. "Do not call conspiracy everything this people calls a conspiracy. Do not fear what they fear, and do not dread it." See, here's what Isaiah is talking about. When people see bad stuff happening around them, they instantly try to come up with reasons why. It's kind of like seeing a complicated dot-to-dot picture. I found this dot-to-dot picture online. This is an advanced dot-to-dot for grown-ups. It goes up to over 1,400 dots. Amazing. Well, imagine seeing this dot-to-dot picture without any numbers. How in the world are you going to make sense of that? And that's kind of what it's like when we see stuff happening around us, bad stuff. We try to make sense of it. And God is saying here, this is when conspiracy theories happen. Because people are afraid. He says, don't call conspiracy what they call conspiracy. Do not fear what they fear. Do not dread it. The Lord Almighty is the one, the only one you are to regard as holy. He is the one, the only one you are to fear. He's the one, the only one you are to dread. Now that might sound funny to you, but of course he's talking about, fear of the Lord as in awe and respect, as in there is nobody like my God, and we are all in the palm of his hand. He's got the whole world in his hand. I mean, when you're living in the tension between the now and the not yet, here is the key. When I fear no one but God and hope in no one but God, then I will be secure. Does that make sense? You want to know how to connect the dots? You want to know how to live in the in-between time? When I fear no one but God and hope in no one but God, then I will be secure. Think about that, and I know you're going to have a great day. God bless you.